Welcome to another video, guys. The new patch teaser just came out and it's looking to be pretty interesting. We are going to be getting ourselves 5 buffs and 3 nerfs, and this should be going live really soon, so be on the lookout for it, probably tomorrow. In this video we're going to go through all of the changes for standards and talk about what this might mean for the meta. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, a like and a subscribe would be great, but now let's check them out.
You are not prepared!
Right, so we basically have 5 of the new cards from the new class sets, plus the Dragon Soul that got released fairly recently from an event. And we're also having nerfs to Demon Hunter, Druid, and Warrior, and God knows all 3 of those classes are doing a little bit too good right now. We are seeing a buff for the Elec for the Animal Companion archetype for Hunter, and also 3 ley lines, which was definitely very obvious it's gonna have to happen. And like I said, the Dragon Soul, so now let's chart off one by one and talk about what these buffs and nerfs might be. First off, we're gonna check out the Migrating Elec, and this card getting buffed is kinda strange. I don't think the card is bad or anything like that, but obviously you could make it better, and that is definitely a big staple part of Companion Hunter right now, even though personally I have found great success with this deck. So far the stats for it definitely don't show it's that amazing. And this card already has pretty good stats for the mana and has a huge effect, so what else could you possibly do to a card like this in order to actually make it better? Obviously it cannot go to a 3/5, it cannot go for a 4/4 or anything like that, so the only reasonable thing you could be expecting here would be to maybe slash the mana for it, so you can actually curve into it a lot easier on turn 2, because Companion Hunter, its biggest problem basically is it doesn't really have a good turn 2. So slashing this guy's mana down to 2 is gonna be solving that problem quite well, but obviously the stats also cannot remain like this. It's probably just gonna get slashed literally -1 across the board, and we're gonna have ourselves a 2 mana 2/3 Migrating Elec with the same effect, which would be very beneficial for the class. I do believe this deck should become a lot better after that, and I do believe it's already very good, as long as you manage to get yourself a proper build without the Animal Companions included. And even though people say the Crazed Alchemist is a great inclusion, and don't get me wrong, it kinda is, getting yourself a 30 damage Tortolaw later on would be great, kinda feels like a win more situation to me, cause once you do get the 10 mana Companions, you probably already won for the most part, because the biggest problem with this deck is you just can't handle the early pressure all that well, but with a change like this, that should be changing nicely for you. Next up, we have the Leyline action getting a buff, and as you guys see right now, Leyline Mage is just not doing all that great. Everybody tried all sorts of different versions of this deck, and so far nothing seems to be working all that well. And I gotta say, the Legendary Arcanomicon definitely feels like quite the floppy card. It is just way too expensive for what it does. So again, here, the speculation was literally all Leyline cards could lose 1 mana down, and they're still gonna be kinda on the okay side. So here, definitely would be expecting this card to go down to a 6 mana, with same effect, same everything, and that should be a lot more beneficial to an archetype like this, even though obviously the archetype is gonna need a little bit more help than that, and it is receiving that little bit more help indeed. We also have the 6 mana Crystallized Leyline, which is gonna be summoning you a random 6-drop for 6 mana, and again, this card does feel a little bit too expensive for what it does. It's not even discovering you a 6-cost minion, so I guess that is one other way this could be a decent change to the card, like discover a random 6-cost minion to summon, because God knows, right now there's so many bad 6-drops you could be getting out of this. But a more realistic approach here would be, again, to lose 1 more mana on this, because right now it's just a little bit too expensive for what it does, and even though, yes, you could be discounting it, it's still gonna be a little bit too expensive, so discounting it even further would be even better. And the last buffed card for the Leyline Mage would be the Surge Needle, and again, honestly, seeing this down to a 3 mana 3/3 would be great, but the problem with that would be we already have a 3-drop Leyline card like the Leywalker, so I'm kinda not sure that's gonna be happening. I wouldn't hate to see this card as a 4 mana 3/4 taunt, that would be definitely cool, or heck, even Rush, like something, give it some kind of usability, because 4 mana do literally nothing that turn is a little bit too slow in today's day and age, so something definitely needs to happen here. I doubt it's gonna be a mana change, I doubt it's gonna be stat change, it kinda literally needs to be doing a little bit more for it to really feel good. Albeit this card is the strongest of the effects you could be getting on your ley lines, it's still a little bit too much of a handicap playing it. God forbid playing 2 of them one after the other, you're simply gonna lose way too much tempo that way. And lastly, we have the Dragon Soul for the buffed cards, and it's kinda interesting because they have showed a picture of the cards entirely, which leads me to believe like they're buffing the entire thing. Are they gonna make it 5 mana across the board for all 6 essences? That might be a little bit too strong, but who knows, crazier things have happened. And here's what all those 6 essences are. Like, not gonna pretend I even know what they do, I've literally seen it 0 times in play. But yeah, we have deal 8 damage to an enemy, we can draw free spells, refresh 7 mana crystals, gain 12 armor, summon an 8/8 dragon, deal free damage to all enemy minions, and here's what that 8/8 dragon does look like. So would this card be OP if it actually gets dropped down to 5 mana across the board? Probably not. Like, paying 5 mana to deal 8 damage sounds pretty whatever. Paying 5 mana to draw a free spell sounds borderline okay. 5 mana summon an 8/8 dragon, do nothing sounds okay-ish. 5 mana gain 12 armor, again, sure. 5 mana refresh 7 mana is kinda decent, but still not that crazy. And 5 mana deal free damage, again, pretty bad. Obviously this card is meant to be played when these are next to each other, so you pay the mana once and get yourself at least a couple of effects, but I don't know, feels like a fundamentally kind of weird card to be playing with. So even dropping these all down to 5 mana still kind of make it whatever. Like, I still am not sure what kind of deck would be super happy to be using it. So do let me know in the comments what you guys think this card needs to get in order for it to actually see some meta play. So that's about it for all the buffs. Now let's talk about all the nerfs we should be getting, like I said, for Demon Hunter, for Druid, and for Warrior, and we're starting off with Demon Hunter. Here we have the 4 mana Hounds of Fury. Summon 2 free demons. If your deck has no minions, they attack the lowest health enemy. And what could change here? Honestly, I think this card should be summon 2 free demons, and that will make it a lot more bearable for most people, because when this deck curves out, especially with the Hounds of Fury on curve, especially on an empty board, well, you're kind of screwed. So Spell Demon Hunter has been crazy good for quite a while now, and I honestly was expecting that the Eternal Hold would be the card getting a nerf, but they've decided to go lightweight on it on only Hounds of Fury, and yeah, it's a strong card, that's for sure, but was that really the problem? I guess time will tell. So yeah, my bet would be this thing goes down to a 2/3. Next up, we have the 2 mana Forest Gift for Druid, and right now aggro Druid has been really crazy good again, despite it getting a decent nerf on its Shattered card, the Wildwood Circle. It's still definitely one of the best decks, especially for easy legend and quick. But again, I was kind of expecting Wicker Fang should be getting a nerf, because this card, it's just too much, guys. Like, how the hell is a 621 balanced in today's day and age? I don't even know. But yeah, Wicker Fang do be like that, a little bit too busted if you ask me. But Forest Gift has also been proven to be quite the strong card as well for Token Druid right now. And I'm not exactly sure what could change on this card, like the effect itself surely remains the same. So what else realistically could be happening here? Probably becomes a free mana in it. Like, what else could you possibly do? It's still gonna be a nature card, it's still gonna be getting +1/+1 for each minion. Like, you can't go for each 2 minions or something like that, that'd be dumb. So the only reasonable thing to be expecting here would be to go up to free mana, even though technically you could also make it to go at +1 attack only. I guess that's a change, but is that a good change? Nah, I think it's gonna kill the card straight out, so probably free mana. And the last card here is gonna be the 1 mana Dark Rider, which is a 2/1 demon. Battle cry: if you're holding a dragon, discover a dragon with a dark gift. Here, technically speaking, they could be going in all sorts of different directions. Like, it might be instead, if you're holding a dragon, it might be if you control a dragon, discover a dragon with a dark gift. That would definitely lower its power level, because right now it's one of the best 1-drops you could be dropping on turn 1. I'm not sure it's gonna go down to a 2 mana, even though technically speaking the Creature of Madness is kind of the same card, but worse, because it's a freaking 1/1 now. But I think more realistically, this card is probably gonna lose 1 attack, and they're gonna call it a play. I don't know. I think Dragon Warrior right now is way too strong. This is one of the cards, sure, but the other really strong card would be the Windpeak Worm, which I do believe should be going up to at least a 6-drop with the discount. So, I don't know, man. Like, it's just doing way too much. Like, imagine dealing 5 damage, gaining 5 armor, and sticking a 6/6, all for the low price of 5 mana. That is kind of insane. But yeah, all around I think these would be the buffs and the nerfs, and I'm definitely excited to see how Companion Hunter is gonna be panning out after these, and especially for Leyline Mage, even after all of these buffs. I still think it's not gonna be a top tier deck, but it's definitely gonna be at least a 50-ish% win rate, I think. Spell Demon Hunter, I'm assuming, is still gonna remain super strong, same with Aggro Druid really, and Dragon Warrior also probably is gonna remain hella strong. As for the legendary card, I don't believe too much is gonna happen over there either, so all around I'm not expecting too much of a meta shakeup, but definitely excited to see the 2 new class set archetypes really spread their wings and maybe start winning some more. Alrighty guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do, and do let me know in the comments what you guys think these buffs and nerfs are gonna be. Don't forget to check me out live on stream once these changes do happen, and I will be doing my best to show you the best new decks after the new changes. Thanks for watching guys, I'm Kris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.